Ladies and gentlemen, the providence of God has been to share love with human beings as his children. He made the entire creation for everything in it to stimulate some aspect of the qualities in his children, human beings. Even the very reason why the stars are so far away calls our spirit to exercise certain muscles in our mind and in our soul, to ponder eternity when we look at the stars. Is all part of the design of the very distance between ourselves and those stars. And along the way, we lied to ourselves after we made a mistake. We didn't know how to face the adjustment that we would have to go through after the mistake of the fall. And we created a world of delusion and insanity in order to resist facing the judgment of our bad alignment with the original design of the human being. But God had a design. If you make any kind of machinery or any type of creation, you already have its optimal usage in mind. Human beings had been grotesque because they're out of alignment and ignorant of, lacking a true model of man, woman, family, the basic building blocks of human society. We still don't fathom, don't understand. We view the thing that actually expands family, expands our footprint across the cosmos, sex. We view that as though it was a toy, when obviously it can't be, because it makes humans, which should be to humans, the most serious thing, almost like it's the other bookend of dying. Here you have conception, and here you have death at the other end of life. If death is a serious thing to us, then the giving of life should be, as the other bookend, serious to us. Yet we trivialize that act and try to make it the thing for self-centered and childish people. We take no seriousness, especially in the West, for making our children have a serious respect for the power to make humans, thereby disrespecting the entire species. In our this disrespect for what we are is laced in our culture, because we make ourselves haphazardly and then have normalized that. But God had never given up. And you can look at religion as a providence to bring us up to speed. And then all religions have different aspects of the blueprints or facts or realizations about different aspects of being human, some more than others. Along the way, there has been this impeding factor of the enemy of God flowing through us that has an attitude problem towards proper function. Whenever you see someone doing well, you may have this feeling of jealousy. That jealousy serves not to undo the excellent thing that your so-called rival did. It does not undo that, yet we feel to undermine that person sometimes. What is this? If that person is just another iteration of the human form that we are, it is as if we are hating ourselves. So there's something in the emptiness there, in that core place of jealousy. In that place is the inner child wounded by the destruction of family, which at its root, many times those families with that emptiness, with that lack of spiritual wealth, unable to bequeath to a child its birthright of parental love, causes those souls to go out desperately to find a replacement. And then many times those souls finding in a competition of sorts, any kind of competition, finding that a rival had robbed them of their cure for their emptiness, which started long ago in the family. And if we can't admit that the future of humanity deserves us studying and giving pause to our most powerful attributes, the ability to make life and the ability to take life, and know that there is a God that has an ideal way for us. If we don't seek that, how could we ever be anything other than shameful in the fact that we make children but did nothing about the world that they came to suffer in? So, this has been a fight just like this. And I would like to say this: along the way, in that fight with that darkness, often God took a punch from the prince of darkness or from the world of darkness. And he was able to use it and turn it around. As Christians say, the devil meant this or that act for evil, but God can turn it around for good. In a divine principle, it says that one of the reasons why the Allied forces were able to win World War II is because the side of evil, the side of tyranny, the side of totalitarianism struck first. And God works by a principle of this. If his enemy strikes someone that is doing a struggle on behalf of God or God's side, or in the interest of advancement of humanity, then God gets to extract a punishment from the other side and cause a great surge forward, like we experienced in the aftermath of the loss of Charlie Kirk's life. We experienced this incredible, indescribable surge forward in the collective heart of Christianity, and people who are adjacent to Christianity even touched and moved in a way that seems to have come at such a heavy cost. But the more evil hits the side that God has placed his hope in to get to the next stage of his providence, the more evil hits those chosen persons and those chosen entities and those chosen philosophies, the quicker they are going to disappear.